Now, what is BGP backdoor routes? BGP backdoor routes. Now, assume you got two service providers like this. I'll quickly show the diagram. You got two service providers. Yeah, like this. You got two service providers, R1 and R2. They are working together. Okay. Assume as your own autonomous system. You got two autonomous systems in your office for some reason. You got two, mostly it will be a service provider. You got two autonomous systems. And the autonomous system numbers are 1 and 2. So what you do is you run OSPF because you both work together. You run one common IGP protocol, and you also advertise some networks using BGP to the other autonomous system here. This is third-party autonomous system, AS3. So AS3 is not your autonomous system. And what is the scenario? Scenario is you got two autonomous system of your own. You run BGP, different autonomous system number 1 and 2, and you also run an IGP protocol, a common IGP protocol between these two autonomous systems. Now what happens is, because the eBGP administrative distance is lower than your IGP protocol, say for example you run OSPF, because you run OSPF whose administrative distance is 110, whereas eBGP administrative distance is 20, the route that you advertise on R1 will be seen on R2 as if it needs to go via R3, meaning R2 will learn 100.1.1 via R3. Why? Because BGP's update comes through R3. OSPF updates, though it comes through this link between R1 and R2, R2 couldn't take OSPF's path. Reason is the administrative distance. It takes BGP's path. So though R1 and R2 works together, though they got a same common routing protocol, the packet always goes via the external third-party autonomous system instead of going directly like this. Similarly, for 2.2.2.2, R1 will reach 2.2.2.2 via R3, not via the OSPF route. To overcome this, what we need to do is we need to tell R1 to use the backdoor, meaning not to use BGP, but to use the other option, which is OSPF in our case. So even though eBGP is 20, when I say on R1 network 2222 backdoor, where do you say that? On R1 you say that. When you go to R1 and say network 2.2.2.2 is backdoor, it will figure out the alternate path instead of BGP. So if you have an IGP protocol like OSPF, though the administrative distance is higher, still the route will be OSPF route in the routing table, not BGP's route. Similarly, you will go to router 2 and say network 1.1.1.1 is backdoor. So what I'm coming to say is, on R2 you will not say backdoor for your own network. You will be saying for the route that is coming via the third-party autonomous system. So in our case, on router 2, I'll say network 1.1.1.1 backdoor. On R1, I'll say network 2.2.2.2 backdoor. So to demonstrate that, I have taken this 3 router, and these 3 routers are already configured. Now I would like to show you. So now if I go to router 1, if I go to router 1 and check the routing table, show IP route, I am seeing 3.3.3.3. No, I am not interested in 333. I am interested in 2222. It is coming from router 2. See, this is the IP address of router 2. And it is OSPF. It is OSPF. But I am receiving this, it is because of backdoor. I have already applied the command backdoor. I would like to show you that. Show run section BGP. You can see that for network 2.2.2.2, I have said backdoor. If I remove this, see what happens. Router BGP 1, I remove that backdoor command. Now after I remove this, see what happens. Show IP route. Now the traffic is coming from BGP. It is going via router 3, which is a long distance. So the backdoor makes the OSPF to override BGP. So let me put it back. You need to say network and the mask and then the backdoor. After I say this, you will see the traffic now goes through OSPF update, not by using BGP update. I can also show you the same thing on R2. On R2, if I type show IP BGP, show IP route BGP, I don't have a route because I have backdoor. Between R1 and R3 and R2 and R3, I have static routes because as I told you, Autonomous System 1 and Autonomous System 2 works together. So they got a common routing protocol, IGP, OSPF. Whereas between R1 and R3 and R2 and R3, I don't have a common routing protocol. So if you see here, do show run section BGP. Here also I have put backdoor command for network 1.1.1.1. If I remove this, then as usual you will see routes going via R3. So I removed this. Now if you check show IP route, you can see that 1111 is going via router 3. Let me put back the backdoor command. And now I can see going straight like this instead of going via a third-party autonomous system. Hope you understood backdoor. So the command is simple. Let me show you the command once again. The command is only this much. For the incoming network, you give backdoor. Even though OSPF administrative distance is bigger, OSPF route will be considered honored by the control plane. Show IP BGP. I can see here 1111 is being learned from R3, but it is not being used by R3. It's not used, though it is given by R3, it is used using OSPF. All right.